everyone, here we are at Silverstone in our McLaren, and I'm going to give you a quick update on what's happened so far. So for the R&D tree, we have dropped back down to 5th, I think, as I think it was Racing Point has upgraded their car massively, and I think it was also Toro Rosso. So now those cars are going to be faster than us, and I have changed the difficulty a little bit. So last race, I think it was actually at 70%. I've turned it up to 75. Sorry, for any inconveniences on what you thought the difficulty was on, but now it is on 75. Before it was 70. So yeah, here we go for our first lap of qualifying at Silverstone. Let's go. Alrighty, here we are for flying lap number 1. Let's see what kind of time we can set. As I forgot to release the throttle there, lovely, that's not a good sign. And let's power through on the first straight with our upgraded powertrain. Let's go. Lap 1 has started. We're packing in a little bit of speed here, and not leading off the throttle there as we go through turn 1 and 2, I'm pretty sure. As we go late on under brakes here, and jump around a little bit on, well, a curb there, and we do so on the same curb here and lose a lot of time. We open the DRS and fly down the straight here, getting up to 300 kilometers an hour, just like it's a breeze here. Piece of cake to get up to that speed there. Handling these corners rather well. Some of them better than others, that's for sure. Lack of commentary around here. That's what you like to see. George Russell sets the fastest lap, only going off the throttle slightly there. I want to see what else, and not letting off the throttle here, slightly tapping it there and braking hard into this corner. Opening the DRS onto one of the final straights as we do set a fastest sector 2. Lewis Hamilton beats George Russell's time by 3 seconds, I'm pretty sure, which is quite a large margin, as we are taking these corners extremely wide. And we are right behind Pierre Gasly here. And we lose the back end through there, but we just set the fastest lap so far, a 1:31.0. Not bad if you ask me. Ready, let's go see how things unfold.
Complete. Let's review our top 3 today. Thomas, Hamilton and Max Verstappen. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race. The pain of parting is nothing to the joy of meeting again. And how joyous indeed it is to be back at Silverstone once more for the British Grand Prix. The queues to get in this morning extended miles back down the A43, such as the enthusiasm for Formula One in this country. The 3.6 miles of the Silverstone circuit in Great Britain is hallowed ground to the Formula One faithful. We have 18 corners that wrap around this former World War II airbase, and some good passing opportunities at the end of the DRS zones. Anthony Davidson, a very warm welcome to you as you join me in the commentary box for today's event. Let's talk about Thomas. As with all the drivers at this level, they have a lot of ambition, but Formula One's a daunting step up from any other series, so expectations are high right from the start.
That's right, it is a difficult environment to come into. In junior categories, you're competing against drivers with similar levels of experience, but some of these guys in Formula One have been there for over a decade. But I have to say, in this case, it's so far so good.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Thomas lines up on pole position and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Bottas, Charles Leclerc and Stroll, Gasly, Vettel, Butler and Sergio Perez, Norris, Weber, Daniel Ricciardo and Raikkonen, Albon, Giovinazzi, George Russell and Nico Hülkenberg. Kvyat and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid, and with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
Okay, this is the team's home race. We're all relying on you to impress today.
Alrighty, here we are at Silverstone. The strategy today is 5 laps on the soft tyre and 8 laps on the medium tyre compound. And this looks like it's going to be pretty successful. It's only a 13 lap race, so the tyres should be okay. Except this is a track which will, in every race, tyres get extremely worn. I reckon we can probably lower the fuel load just a little bit there. And I reckon we can start this race with a bang. Let's go. Alrighty, here we are. Not a bad launch, but Hamilton gets away extremely well at the start here. As we're going wide around Bottas. And we're sending it wide through here, trying to make a move down the inside at the start, but we go wide into turn 1, or turn 2, I don't know what it's called. But Hamilton is keeping his grounds wide. There's a huge pack of cars right behind us, as you would expect. No collisions into the first couple of corners, which is looking nice. We're holding our speed rather well to Hamilton here. Going late on the brakes there, which is not good as we lose a lot of time to Hamilton. But I forgot what this turn's called, but we gain a lot of time to him. But we go wide on the final bend there. As we are on the straight, Bottas is gaining on us. Bottas is gaining on us widely. We're going to turn ourselves down into high mix. We're going on the grass slightly, trying to leave a little bit of space for Bottas here as he does get through. We make a little bit of contact. We're going to try and go for a dive bomb. And sorry about that, Bottas. We force Bottas wide as we do make contact. Yeah, I deserve that warning. I forgot to turn in. And Hamilton sets the fastest lap of this race, as Bottas does lose position to Max Verstappen.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the ICE. Be aware that we will start to see a loss of power.
Oh, not again. Why is it every race we lose something else? This is not nice to see. What is it actually? How worn is it? Tyres are already looking relatively worn onto lap 1. And the ICE is on 61% here. That's not too bad, as we do set our fastest sector 1 still. Alrighty, everything's getting worn, as it does. The MG UK did get a replacement, that is nice. But the gearbox is going to get into the worn area soon, so that's not going to be too nice. Sending it extremely fast down through here. As we're not going to take it wide through here, we actually do take it rather well onto the DRS straight, but there is no DRS. We set a fastest sector 2 as well, as we are low on ERS right now. We may be able to set a fastest sector 3. I came out with the fastest lap in this race. Let's just wait and see. Getting a terrible run through the last sector here, as Lewis Hamilton sets the fastest lap once again, and we do take it from him. Lovely. We're going to turn down ERS into low, as we fully send it through there. And we brake late. Let's cut into a bit later in the race. Alrighty, we just got word from Jeff that there will be a small bit of rain within 5 minutes from now. So I'm not sure how worse the conditions are going to be, but we may need to switch to intermediates here. Well, relatively soon, but it depends on how the weather's going to be. I did see on the forecast earlier it was only a light bit of rain for maybe 5 minutes. Hopefully we'll see a downpour.
In this lap, push now.
Right, we're going to try and get in some serious pace here, so we will be able to, we'll make a good recovery in a bit of time as we are boxing this lap. We're going to have to turn our ERS up so we can get a good, strong lap in here. And potentially gain a lot more time on Hamilton and get away from the rest of the pack. Let's push this lap. Alrighty, here we are coming up near the pit lane here. Let's hope our team makes a speedy stop just like last race. Flying down into the pits there, extremely slow. This must be one of the shortest, well, the slowest pit lanes there is, because I'm pretty sure most of them are 80 kilometers an hour, not 60. Ready as we get overtaken by almost everyone here. And Lando Norris, I think that's P10 for him now. And a 1.8, that's a lovely stop. Our stops do tend to be getting a lot faster. Shuck our ERS up into medium or down into medium. And keep our fuel on standard.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
Okay. I also did get a word earlier, just before we came in for our stop, that we are seeing a large loss in power. For some reason, even though the the ICE is only at 63%, we are losing a lot of power apparently. Which is probably not good when we're in P20 currently. As you can see here, we have our first little bit of rain. It's just really a drizzle right now, so if it stays like this, we will not have to stop for intermediates or any sort of wet tyre. We have caught up to the pack of back runners here, and it looks like Butler, Vettel, and I think that maybe Bottas have come in for their stops. No, it's Hamilton, as we do manage to get ahead of him as he exits the pit lane. Hamilton is trying to make a move on us here, as he may get past. As we're going to go wide around here to try and get around Kubica. It does not work. We're sending it wide again. We probably will be able to get past him, and we get hit in the side by Giovinazzi here, as he does force us slightly off the track there, but we do have the slipstream through here, and I think that's Hamilton going for a dive bomb down there. Very exciting move by him there, as we're still in P17. Having a break there, as I think Giovinazzi makes a huge break. As we have DRS here, and we have gone into the grass thanks to Russell.
We have 5 laps of fuel remaining.
That move was never going to work out though, as we may be able to make a move on Russell here, but we do not really have the power to make overtakes on the straights currently, since the ICE is extremely underpowered right now. And Russell looks like he might be wanting to make a move himself into this corner here. We're going to stop him from doing so by covering him off, and he does lose a bit of speed through there. Okay, we've caught up to Hamilton and Daniel Kvyat. We send it wide through this corner. We go right behind them. We're going to try and go wide just to get a little bit more pace, but it does not work. We still have DRS though, and we may be able to make a little bit of ground here. Hamilton is making a move on Daniel Kvyat though, and Hamilton is now up into P13. As we go for a cheeky move down there on the inside, and again have to go around Kvyat on the outside here, as we do make the move stick.
Cars struggle in these conditions. If we pit for inters now, we're going to be too slow and we'll burn them out. Make the best of it for the time being.
Alrighty. As we recover off Kvyat there. Righty, thank you for telling me we do not need to pit for intermediates, because if we did, this would not be a fun race, as it would be way back. As we do also have DRS on Hamilton here, and many cars should be coming in for their stops now. Maybe some of them will go into their intermediate tyres, I'm not sure, but I really doubt it in conditions like this.
You're increasing the gap to the car behind by a few seconds per lap. Keep this up.
Turns out that I don't think any cars pitted for their new tyres this lap, and if they have, they got out of the pits before we could catch them. But I don't think they would have, as we are now catching up to the mid-runners here, and we have DRS on Hamilton, so hopefully we'll be able to catch up to them. And I think that may be Ricciardo going for a move on Kimi Räikkönen. Actually, no, it is Daniel Ricciardo going for a move on Kimi Räikkönen, as we are right behind Hamilton here, but still struggling on the power to get out of these corners and overtake Hamilton. Alrighty, we are packing some reasonable power through here as we do put our ERS up into medium. And we're flying through here, but the wet conditions are making it hard to go through here at full speed, as there is a little bit of condensation on the road here. We lost a lot of time throughout there, but we do manage to keep DRS on Hamilton. And now we are plus 5 seconds to the car in first. And I'm surprised that they still haven't gone for their stop yet. The track is getting a lot slipperier. Alrighty, the wet conditions are making it a lot harder to brake and dive late into corners now. I can feel the wheel spin as we exit corners, and I can feel the drag as we brake into corners, but we now have to P11, and I still think there are plenty of cars up ahead that have not come in for their stop. Yes, and we can see some of the mid runners. We're going for a dive bomb here on Nico Hulkenberg, and we do get it off, but we are forced wide, and well, not forced wide, but the rain makes it hard for us to get past here as we slightly spin out the back end there and still have DRS. Alrighty, this is a fun and intense race so far. I am definitely enjoying it, as most cars are opting to stay out, and I think this may potentially lead on to them going into intermediate tyres. Jeff has not called me in, so I'm not going to pit for intermediates at, well, this stage in the race. Alrighty, thank you for the heads up. And I'm not sure if the cars have pitted, because if they have, they're doing really well, and Hamilton and I are not going to be doing so well in this race. If like A-Tup is coming for their stops, that's not going to be good for us. We are having to take it a lot slower through here with a lot less power and a lot harder braking. Alrighty. Oh, Lando Norris is coming in for his stop. If he could make a quick stop and come out, he might be able to potentially get some more points for this season, since he only has 17 right now, as we go for a small dive bomb on Lewis Hamilton here, and it does manage to work. We had to brake early there, but the wet track conditions still carried us through, and I'm not surprised if he's going to make a move here. We're going to try and cover off the inside, and we're still going to try and power through, but it's getting really slippery, and we do lose a lot of track there and a lot of ground. Tyres are starting to wear as well, and we do make a giant slide.
Then we think it's going to dry up. 10 minutes.
10 minutes. The race is going to be over by 10 minutes. We are up into P2 and Lance Stroll is in P1. I'm pretty sure he's coming for his stop. And if he hasn't, well, we may secure P1 here. And Charles Leclerc does manage to get past us here, which is a bit of a shock for us, as we're going to have to turn our fuel mix into lean. Right, with warm mediums in these wet conditions, we're going to be losing a lot of time, and with the damaged, I think that's an ICE, we have lost a lot of power during this race, and we're going to have to send it really slow through these last couple of corners, otherwise we may potentially be out of the race. We're going to try and cover off the inside. Verstappen looks like he's going to try and make a move soon, but Hamilton has just got the superior speed. Oh, sorry, that's Bottas. Bottas is trying to go for a move. We're going to try and hold off the inside, but we know we do lose our position here. With all these front runners staying out, and us, and they think they're all, and all these front runners here are using intermediate tyres, so we are in a huge disadvantage, as we will be slipping and sliding around here in our worn medium tyres. This is not looking nice, as no matter how early we brake, we can still manage to get no grip. But this is the final lap, so we are going to try and hold P3 here. Alright, it looks like Verstappen's going to try and make a move on us. We're going to keep the inside line here, I hope. And he does not decide to make a maneuver. That is nice. We're still managing to hold out P3. If we could secure a podium position here, this would be lovely, but I'm not sure how long we're going to be able to defend this position. We're going to constantly hold the inside line, as Verstappen just flies away from us here with the ultimate speed. There's no way we were catching him there. We defended rather well, but Verstappen's out of here, and we're not going to be able to get this position back in these conditions. As you can see, it's getting really slippery now. We may even have to lose P4 here, as we do run up on the curb massively there. we're going to try and hold it here, trying to stop both Stroll and Hamilton for going on a move here. We're braking late. Is it going to pay off? I think it may. If we can hold out P4 and not lose any more positions to the cars ahead, that's going to be nice. We have to brake early through here not to send it wide. So we have to chuck it up into Rich past corner here to keep it in first. Oh, that was a tough race. That was very fun. Very fun and very tough. Whew. Wow. Good race.
At this round of the World Championship, here's how things look in the drivers' table. More points for Valtteri Bottas, further solidifying his lead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ants. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
I think it's got to be Lucas Weber. Time and time again, he proves that he's someone who can quietly get the job done, and that's exactly what he's done today.
Let's move on to the constructors. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, a strong weekend from Red Bull this time out, and they improve their position in the championship. Well, Ants, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.